The United States currently owes over $34 trillion. Yeah, I wish I was joking, and I wish that was in Monopoly money. That is 34 trillion in US dollars. Who wants to know a fun fact? Or I guess not very fun. Well, we're adding roughly $1 trillion every 100 days. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the financial debt crisis. A roller coaster where governments borrow, central banks print, politicians promise, and taxpayers get dropped into a math war they didn't sign up for. And just like any other roller coaster, things can only go up for so long. Let's get into it. 2008 rolls around, the banks implode, the house market detonates, and global panic ensues. Governments step in and say, "Don't worry, we'll borrow." So the debt jumps from around 10 trillion in 2008 to over 16 trillion by 2012. But back then, rates were near zero, so nobody cared, it was free money. Then 2022 hits. The pandemic, stimulus checks, business bailouts, trillions injected in months. Between 2020 and 2022 alone, the US debt increased by roughly 7 trillion. 7 trillion! That's not gradual, that's a vertical launch. Think of going from Earth to the moon? Yeah, it's like that. And politicians said, "Don't worry, it's temporary." It wasn't. For 15 years, interest rates were basically zero. Then they entered the chat. They're the highest in over 2 decades. And here's where things get frustrating. In 2023 to 2024, the US government spent over $1 trillion per year on interest alone. Nothing useful, not healthcare, not defense, not infrastructure, interest. We are now paying more on debt interest than on national defense. And we know, as America, we love our national defense. Yeah, we're not paying off the debt. We're servicing it. That's like paying the minimum on a credit card while ordering DoorDash every night at $34 trillion. And it's not just America. This isn't just one driver spinning out. This is the whole entire grid hydroplaning. Japan's debt is over 250% of their GDP. Italy has around 140%. China has massive hidden local government debt. And their real estate imploded. The global debt overall is over $300 trillion. That's government, corporate, and household. The entire planet is leveraged, and everyone is just vibing. So why is this a time bomb? There's a thing with debt. It doesn't explode immediately. It's a slow, suffocating fire. There are only 4 realistic outcomes. You can inflate it away by printing money and let inflation erode the debt. The downside is your groceries will cost as much as a PlayStation. Your rent will feel illegally high, and your savings will melt like a popsicle on a hot summer's day. 2, you can raise taxes. The government needs revenue. The downside is nobody likes taxes. Investors will dip and growth slows. You can slash spending, cut the programs, cut benefits. The downside is, once again, people aren't very happy. And politicians lose their election. Sounds actually quite good. Or number 4, simply don't pay. It's default. Downside is the global financial system enters boss fight mode. While none of these options are very fun, and no winner comes out of it, it's just damage control. There's not much we can do at this point. So why aren't the markets panicking yet? There's a psychological aspect to it. Markets don't collapse because numbers are big. They collapse when the trust up. As long as investors believe the US will pay, the dollar will remain strong, and that bonds are safe, the system will continue. But if the confidence starts to crack, interest rates spike, bond yields surge, refinancing becomes brutal, and when you have trillions rolling over every year, high rates become lethal. Lethal. Yeah, I love lethal. Random! High rates become lethal. It's like refinancing your mortgage every month at worse rates forever. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Debt is politically rewarded. Politicians win by spending. Voters reward short-term benefits. Nobody wins elections on, "Hey guys, I'm gonna cut everything." So the can gets kicked again and again and again. And then now the can is the size of the moon, and the road is downhill. This likely won't end in an instant collapse. It ends in a slow grind. Higher baseline inflation, higher taxes, lower growth, more economic stress. It all just becomes normal. You feel poor, but don't know exactly why. The debt crisis It's nothing dramatic. It's generational. Boomers borrow cheap. Younger generations will inherit expensive debt. That's the real tension. The roller coaster hasn't crashed, but the weight keeps increasing, and gravity doesn't negotiate. Debt is a powerful tool, but when a country lives on borrowed time, eventually time collects. Welcome to the U.S. debt crisis. I hope you enjoy.